Alright, what is good, boys, girls, whatever the hell? January 7th, 2026 trade review or trade recap. Here is my trades for the day. Took a continuation long right here, got stopped out by ball sack. Almost went to break even, almost went to TP1, and then we just got this Drake down. Re-entered off this 3-minute version after the Drake. Hit TP1. I took some profits. And then I got trailed in profit as well. So I'm still down on the day. Here, I'll tell you guys what my P&L is right now. On my evaluations, I am down $1,540 total, so $250 across like each account, $255, and then one account is $270. And on my XFAs on Top Step, I made $45. So pretty much a break-even day today. As you can see, all my take profits are getting just dogged on right now, which is just fucking lovely. Like, that's so irritating, but it's part of the game. And yeah, so coming into this morning, let's go to NASDAQ because this is where everything was marked out at. So coming into this morning, I had a few things marked out. Dude, I actually have to shit so bad. I had a few things marked out. Originally, I realized that, start on the 4-hour time frame, that we came down and we inversed this 4-hour bullish gap. However, I wasn't too worried about it, even though we ended up opening up this 4-hour bearish gap as well. I wasn't too worried about this because I seen all this LR to the left of us. Okay. Now, ES was already trading higher, which means it was going to take it out first naturally. However, ES still had all-time highs to come and deal with. So I was like, okay, maybe if we continue just to be bullish like we have been on the week, right? We've been continuously bullish on the week. Even though we have an SMT put in right here, it's not very prominent. It's not inside of a fair value gap, whatever. We can run past it. ES can go to all-time highs. NASDAQ can then go to this high right here, right? And on top of that, NASDAQ had all these like basically equal highs up here. It had a daily fair value gap. It had draws higher is what I'm just trying to say, okay? So the highest point I wanted to see price go before, or if I wanted to be bearish, was this point right here. So these are 15-minute intermediate highs. If you come all the way over here from, I don't even know when this was, maybe December. On December 29th, we have these 15-minute intermediate highs. Where are they? Right here. So this is the highest point I want to see price go. And then as you can see, we have all this LR to the left of us. Let me just mark this out because this is another high that we can go ahead and target later on. So we had all this, okay? Not only that, we were inside of a 1-hour fair value gap. So we came and I was expecting, okay, maybe if we are bull or bearish on the day, we can come and resweep this 1-hour intermediate high, tap this 15-minute, hit this highest point, this 15-minute intermediate high as well, and then see a reaction from there. So we ended up hitting that 15-minute intermediate high. And at this point in time, where is it at? At this point in time, ES was where this dotted line is up here, okay? ES took out all this LRL, took out this dotted line, which is going to be this dotted line all the way up here. So we have a giant SMT, but again, it wasn't inside of any fair value gaps or anything. So at this point in time, what time is it? I know we have news at 10 a.m., okay? It's about 9:50 right here. Kind of just shopping around, and then 10 a.m. comes, and what do? We manipulate lower into this 5-minute fair value gap, into this 15-minute fair value gap as well. We respect both of those, and as soon as we hit both of those fair value gaps, we get a 3-minute inversion right here. I entered prematurely on the 3-minute inversion, but it was actually the same exact close where the 3-minute ended up getting inversed at. My break-even point was right here, and my TP was just all this LR to the left of us. So TP1, TP2, TP3, TP4, all the way up there at the top. There was a mech model right here at like 949. And I didn't like this because we have just been so bullish this entire fucking week. Now, the mech models haven't looked that necessarily pretty over the past couple, I would say couple days, couple weeks, strictly for the fact that NASDAQ is picking, or the assets are picking a direction and just running to them, right? We're just sticking in that direction. For example, on Monday, we had so much LR, sell side LR below us, and we just did not come and take that out. We're just bullish. So if that is happening, I just want to trade with the trend. It's just that simple. Now, if the market was like pretty decent, right? It doesn't look too bad. We had the high time frame SMT. We got an internal resweep. Okay, we come out and take out these 15-minute intermediate highs, the highest point I want to see price go, and then we get a 1-minute inversion down towards this. Well, it was a 5-minute. This 15-minute hadn't opened up yet, but this was a 5-minute gap, so we had a clear target lower. If you wanted to, you could have went break even there and then TP all the way down here, or just do a literally just a minor scalp towards here, stops out here. But like I said, I didn't like this because A, I was anticipating news at 10 o'clock. Okay. B, I knew the 15-minute fair value gap was about to open up. So I wanted to wait for that to open up, and I'd rather just trade with the trend. Now, if we then inverse the 15-minute, then I can look for a continuation model with if we inverse the 15-minute bullish gap, we can wait for a 5-minute bearish to open up, retrace into there, and then look for a continuation out of it if we did want to short. I wasn't really trying to look for a PDI or a MEC model just because of how bullish we fucking have been on the entire day. So that is what ended up happening. That's why I faded that, and I didn't really like it. As you can see, you would have got stopped out. You would have entered off this 949 candle, stops up here, you got stopped out, and then price would have ran. 10 a.m. comes, we get a 10 a.m. open low. Here's a trade I took. I entered off the 3-minute inversion. And yeah, we ended up getting stop rated. I had my stop loss. Let's go to MNQ real quick. I had my stop loss right here. Below, I believe it was the 3-minute fair value gap, or maybe it was a 2-minute fair value gap. Yeah, below a 2-minute fair value gap, with my TPs all the way up here. I ended up getting stopped out by, again, a ball sack here, and then we ended up running towards break even. And then, all of a sudden, we got this fucking Drake to the downside. Now, when this Drake to the downside came, okay, we ended up sweeping out these 15-minute intermediate lows right here. This is what I was looking at. We didn't hit a 5-minute, but we swept out these 15-minute intermediate lows. So I was like, okay, cool. If we can get a good reaction off of here, I'm okay to long. Even though there's this LR down here, I don't care because ES just came and took it all out. And it actually took it out with my first trade I entered, the continuation model. We had an SMT with these market open lows. So not only did we have a 5-minute fair value gap tap, a 15-minute fair value gap tap, a 10 a.m. open low on the first trade, we also had a market open SMT, and you guys know how I feel about that. If one asset comes and takes out the market open highs or lows, and another asset retraces into a fair value gap, and we have that SMT with the highs or lows, I'm taking that trade 10 out of 10 times. That's what ended up happening today. We ended up getting stopped out. It is what it is. I went ahead and journaled, and I journaled just bad stop loss placement, right? It was A+ trade. I'm entering it 10 out of 10 times, but I had bad stop loss placement. Where should my stops have been? At these swing low right here. Okay, my stops were at these swing lows right here. I could have just extended my TP for a 1-to-1 all the way up here, which is completely fine for me. Break even at the internal high right here. Okay, that's what my trade idea should have been like. It wasn't. I had bad stop loss placement. I figured if we are inversing that 3-minute gap, there should be no reason why price comes all the way back down here, which it ended up doing. And whatever, okay, bad price action, whatever the case may be. However, we're still holding this market open SMT, okay? So NASDAQ came down, took out these market open lows. Here's this SMT. This 5-minute is irrelevant. Don't worry about it. I was like, cool. If we can get an inversion of like either this 1-minute gap before like these 2- and 3-minute gaps open up, I'm entering. Okay, cool. We ended up entering, or I ended up entering off this 3-minute inversion. Here's MNQ. Okay, got a little bit of late entry. I entered on top set first. My original TP was about right here, and let's go over this trade because I'm going to show you guys where I took profits and all that good stuff. Okay, here we go. I ended up going break even with this candle to the upside. Okay, so I'm break even now on my evals. My exit phase, I'm trailing. Okay, I'm trailing. My stop loss is now right here on my exit phase. Okay, what do we end up doing? We end up opening up a 5-minute fair value gap. And what do? We tap into the fair value gap and get one more push to the upside. Boom. Now my stops are right here. I don't want to see price revisit this area. Okay. Both assets, my stops are right here. What ends up happening, we edge my take profit and boom, come down, hit me out a stop loss. So this is what the trade idea looked like right here, just under a 1-to-1. Kind of unfortunate because look what price ended up just doing right now. Fucking running to everything. Shocker. Kind of fucking bullshit and annoying, but it is what it is, right? It is what it is. So yeah, that's what my 2 trades were today. Like I said, I'm down $1,500 across all my evaluations, and then my one other XFA on a different prop firm, and then on my top step I made $45. If you guys don't believe me, let me just pull it up for you. Let me log in real quick. Hold on. Nothing really to cap about, because who the fuck is gonna lie about $45? But if you guys want to see it, boom, $45 across 5 accounts. Okay. Here's where my take profits were originally. So those were the 2 trades I took today. Like I said, I didn't like that mech. It was counter trend. We were just super fucking bullish this entire week. So I'd just rather ride the trend. That 15-minute was about to open up. And the other 2 trades, the first trade I took, A+ setup. I'll take it every single time. And the second trade, I would rate it an A or A-. Wasn't the best, but the draw and liquidity, in my opinion, was super, super clear. So that is why I took it. If you guys want to join the free Discord where I live trade, link is in the description. And if you need to up your allocation, if you just blew any fucking accounts, use code LoeGpa on Lucid Trades. It's 35% off right now for 25 and 50K accounts and 30% off for all other accounts. Okay, go check that out. Link is in the description for that as well. I love y'all boys, and I'll see you tomorrow.